Your lawyer is asking me to set you a bond. I don't know. You know, I've never met you before. I don't know you. I don't know how dangerous of a person you are. I don't know if I give you a bond, are you going to go back? I don't know. I know that you're going to tell me it's little gumdrops and rainbows but how you are on paper tells me who you are, because everybody tells me one thing, but when they get on paper, they're a completely different person. So I got to get to know you before we set you a bond. So Amy, tell us about Miss Howard.
Yes, Judge. She's wanted from...
The video starts with immediate tension. The judge greets Miss Howard, but the warmth stops right there. He makes it clear he doesn't know her, doesn't trust her, and doesn't feel comfortable setting a bond. He even throws in that sarcastic line, "I know you're going to tell me it's little gumdrops and rainbows." The mood is set. This is not going to be an easy hearing. Question for viewers. Would you feel confident giving someone a bond if you didn't know anything about them?
Navajo County, Nebraska, for burglary, felony 2A, theft of lawful taking 5,000 plus, and conspiracy to commit a class 2A. State is opposed to a bond based, one, on the charges that she's wanted for, two, on the fact that she has previously been a fugitive in your court.
Oh, really?
Yes, from South Carolina for robbery.
The judge turns to Amy, and suddenly the room shifts. Amy reveals that Miss Howard is wanted out of Nebraska for burglary, theft over $5,000, and conspiracy. Before we even catch our breath, Amy adds that Miss Howard has previous history in the judge's own court. The judge reacts instantly. Oh, really? This moment hits hard. The judge's concern is no longer hypothetical. It's personal. Does this change your opinion of whether she should get a bond?
What happened with that case? Do you know?
I believe they picked her up in that case. Yes, they picked her up in that case. Her most recent conviction was also back in 2024 for an eating with a motor vehicle out of Defendant County. Day has also indicated to me that she is on federal probation right now.
She's on. That's out of Arkansas, Judge. That's what she's on bond for. She is on the leg, has the leg monitor on.
Amy continues, and the situation looks worse by the second. South Carolina, another robbery, a recent conviction from 2024, evading with a motor vehicle, and then federal probation. When Miss Howard chuckles nervously, the judge doesn't find it amusing. At this point, the pattern is undeniable. Multiple states, multiple crimes, multiple chances. At what point does a judge say enough is enough?
For that.
What's she on federal probation for?
What are you on probation out for?
I think like a drug conspiracy.
Where?
A conspiracy?
Out of where?
Arkansas.
That's the case at Arkansas, Judge.
Possession with intent to distribute, it looks like. Her release date is 2020.
So is that different from what she has in Nebraska?
The judge tries to understand the federal probation. Miss Howard seems unsure what she's even on probation for, giving hesitant answers like "I think" and "I don't know." Eventually it comes out, possession with intent to distribute out of Arkansas. This creates a dramatic contradiction. She's on probation for a federal drug case, while simultaneously wanted for burglary in Nebraska, and previously charged with robbery elsewhere. Should uncertainty about your own charges affect the judge's trust?
The federal probation case, or are you talking about, is that the same one?
Nebraska should be different. What she's wanted for right now is the burglary. So the basis of the probation, the federal probation, would be the possession with intent to distribute.
Got it.
That's out of Arkansas. When she was in Arkansas, Nebraska put a hold on her, but they didn't come get her.
So let's get this right. Here in Harris County, in 22, you have a burglary of a building, a failure to identify oneself as a fugitive from justice, meaning you're trying to evade law enforcement. You have a prior fugitive case from 21. You have another failure to ID from 2024. You're on federal probation in some other state. You have another open burglary in Nebraska, and you had an evading in a motor vehicle in Montgomery County.
This is the turning point. The judge reads her record like a checklist, and it's long. Burglary in 2022, failures to identify as a fugitive, federal probation, an open Nebraska burglary case, evading in a vehicle. It's like watching dominoes fall state after state, charge after charge. The judge's tone changes. It's not anger, it's fear. Would you approve bond after hearing all this? Or would you shut it down?
And you want me to set you a bond?
That's it. All right.
Should I? Really?
Ms. Howard, how long have you been in Houston? How long have you lived in Houston?
All my life.
Okay. You currently were on a probation, you have a leg monitor pursuant to that, correct?
Right.
Okay. And you had a leg monitor on you when they pulled you over, is that correct?
Right.
Okay. Did you attempt to flee from at that time?
No.
Okay. And that's what, you're aware of that case up in Nebraska?
Not
The judge asks how long she's lived in Houston. He tries to see if she has stability. She confirms the ankle monitor and says she didn't flee when pulled over. Then she admits she didn't know about the Nebraska case until her lawyer told her. She tries to soften the situation, but the judge isn't buying it. Do you think Miss Howard sounded believable here?
till my lawyer had told me to turn myself in, but they said it was gonna give me a court date for that.
I don't want you to talk about the cases now.
Okay.
How old are you, ma'am? How old are you?
24.
You're 24 and you have all those priors. You scare me, Miss Howard. You truly do. Because if I put my name on a bond, I don't want something bad to happen. And as history dictates, and as the paper says, it's, sometimes we have to protect people from themselves because they're their own worst enemy.
At age 24, Miss Howard has a record that shocks the judge. He says plainly, "You scare me." This is the emotional core of the clip. A judge is supposed to be neutral, but here, the fear shows how serious the situation is. He emphasizes that giving her bond puts his name at risk. He worries something bad will happen if she's released. If a judge openly says someone scares them, should that automatically mean no bond?
She wanted from Navajo County, Nebraska, for burglary, felony 2A, theft of unlawful taking 5,000 plus, and conspiracy to commit a class 2A. The state is opposed to a bond based, one, on the charges that she's wanted for, two, on the fact that she has previously been a fugitive in airport.
Oh, really?
Yes, from South Carolina for robbery.
The judge draws the line. He says it's hopscotch with states, meaning she's been bouncing around committing crimes across the country. The bill has come due. Result, no bond. It's firm, final, and delivered without hesitation. Do you agree with the judge's decision? Why or why not?
You know, you scare me. I can't give you a bond. It's hopscotch with states with the criminality. It can't just happen. And you have a prior one from here as well. I just can't do it, man. It just, at some point, it comes time, the bill comes due. That's now.
You already executed a waiver, Judge.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Ms. Howard.
The hearing wraps up quickly. Another staff member asks a procedural question, and the judge confirms to put her back on the original status. The courtroom energy drops instantly, like the end of a storm. This moment reminds viewers that after all the drama, this is real life, real consequences. In this courtroom hearing, Ms. Howard faced a highly skeptical judge due to her extensive multi-state criminal history: burglary, theft, robbery, evading arrest, failure to identify, and federal probation tied to drug distribution, with open warrants, active probation, and repeated failures to comply with the law. The judge determined that granting bond would pose an unacceptable risk. His ruling denying bond was grounded in public safety concerns and her demonstrated pattern of non-compliance across several jurisdictions. If you found this breakdown insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real-life courtroom analysis. And tell us in the comments, was the judge right to deny bond, or do you think Ms. Howard deserved another chance?